Hi guys! So today I'm gonna talk about my process of moving out of the dorms. Um, this is a pretty long process, or it seemed like a long process to me, just because I was doing it while still handling school. Um, as I mentioned in the first video, I moved out earlier than the move out date, so most of this stuff most of the stuff I didn't really get help with doing stuff like that. But I'm gonna explain to you the process. Now you're probably gonna learn about the process at the exit orientation meeting that you have to go to if you are staying in the Musashi Kosugi dorms. But because I moved out early, I didn't get that information from the orientation. So I just want to share you my experience of moving out and making all the transferring all my information, my mail, everything like that. So, when you first decide to move out of the dorm, whether it's early or on the move out date, that date needs to be, you need to notify that date to your dorm manager and the RA. This is so that the manager and the RA can schedule a time with you so that they can go through your room to make sure that there isn't any damages to the room and stuff like that. They do a check of the room before you move out. And then after you notify them of when you're moving out, you need to also notify your ward. So if you're staying at the Crevia Will Musashi Kosugi dorm, you would have to go to the Nakahara ward office. And at the Nakahara ward office, you're gonna have to fill out this application. An application to get a certificate saying that you're moving out of the door, or you're moving out of the ward, and that you're moving and when you're moving and all your information. So you should probably go do that at as early as possible, which is you can start the application about 2 weeks before you move out. I think you might be able to do it earlier. I'm not too sure. I filled out the form about a week before I moved out, and so then they give you a whole bunch of information, and they give you like the certificate that you have to give the next ward that you're moving to. You have to give that ward that certificate, and then they also give you this envelope where you have to mail back your health insurance card because you get a new one when you move into your new ward. And so yeah, so after you do that and you have all your paperwork and stuff, then you don't really have any paperwork to do until you've moved into your new ward. And so when you move into your new ward, you have to fill out an application of moving in, and it's all fairly simple. Most wards will have like an English translation for it, or like a guide to help you figure out what you need to fill out. It's fairly simple. Most of the information you need is on your residence card, so it's very straightforward. And then after that, you turn in both the certificate you got from the Nakahara ward, and you also turn in the application as well as your residence card and your My Number card. So the My Number card is like a social security number almost. So that comes in a little paper card form. And so you hand that into the front desk, and they'll process the information. They'll put your new address on the back of your residence card, give you or update the address on your My Number card, and give you a new health insurance card. Now, not all wards do this, but because I'm in Sangenjaya, I had to go to the Setagaya ward office, and the Setagaya ward office has an international translation service. So it was very simple and easy to get all my paperwork. Everything was in English. So it was a very smooth transition for me. But again, not every ward does that. So just know that you have to have all these different paperworks to move in. And then after you are registered in your new apartment with your new address on your residence card, you have to notify your bank, your post office, and any other, maybe the cell phone service company, anything that like you have to update your address for. You should do that. So I'm not sure if there's a way to change your address online for the Japan Post Bank, because I just went in to the bank, and it was fairly simple. I just had to fill out a form that had some of my bank information on it, my new address, my old address, and I turned that in, and the Japan Post Bank will process it for you. Now, doing the post office one was a little bit different. The post office one, you can change your address online. There's a way to do it. I'm not too sure how to get there on their website, just because the Japan Post Bank and the Japan Post Office are connected. So I also just changed my address in person at the post office, and all I did was fill out this application of my old address with all my old information on it compared to my new address with my new information on it, so that all my mail that's being sent to my old address can get transferred to the new one. The Japan Post Bank not the Japan Post Bank, the Japan Post Office will does forwarding mail, so they forward your mail from your old address to your new address for 1 year from the date that you apply. And yeah, that's been my process of trying to figure out how to move in a ward from ward to ward. I know that some people are staying in the same ward, so there's a different process for that. I'm not too sure what it is, so you might have to look it up. But I'll leave the links below that I used to help guide me through this process. And yeah, so the next video will be my apartment tour, so look forward to it.